Welcome to the Personal Perseverance Project. My name is David Atkins, retired New York State Trooper, $1 Million Direct Sales International Business Earner, author, and keynote motivational speaker, where each week I come here to help you break through your excuses so you can live a life up to your fullest potential. Let the project begin.
That is my mindset. I operate on a level of excellence, and you guys need to wake up every single day, and you need to operate on a level of excellence and create your masterpiece.
Happy Monday, everybody, or for those of you that may be listening to this at another day during the week, but these episodes come out on Mondays. Happy Monday. Today's episode talking about the success gap. I really have to give some real talk today. Sometimes I think it's important to share with people what they need to hear, maybe not what they want to hear. And when it comes to the success gap, what I mean by the success gap, that is the space from where you are right now and what it takes, that space in between, what it takes to get to that goal that you want to accomplish. And so often you hear the victim mentality. I should be further along. I should be earning more income. I should have better results by this point. I work so hard and things aren't working. And the reality is this, and I'm going to start off right out of the gate with my first main point. It's something that I once heard, and over and over and over again, every time I hit benchmarks, because I do believe life is a journey. It's not about reaching a destination. You always want to evolve and become more because there's always room for growth, right? But once I heard this one thing, and I want to share it with you guys, it really was eye-opening, and that is this. The person you are right now today, as you're listening to this, the person you are right now will not get you and cannot get you to the things you want to achieve tomorrow. It's impossible. You are where you are because that's exactly where you deserve to be right now in your life. You may disagree with that, but right now you are a product of the choices and decisions that you have made up into this point, right? No matter what the circumstances, no matter what has happened to you in your life, and so many of people have been through just such horrible things, but how we react to everything is a choice, and we are all a product of the choices and decisions we have made up into this point. And the person that you are right now cannot and will not get you to where you want to get tomorrow. So the next thing I want to share with you guys is if I think of examples of myself, and I'm sorry, I just kind of looked down. I thought there was a pause. My audio kind of clipped, so sorry for the hesitation. But I think back, when I heard that, I think back of my journey with my Beachbody success. I think of my journey right now as a keynote speaker. And when it came to Beachbody, I remember after about 2 years, I remember a time in the business where I grinded my way to the first leadership rank in the company. And that rank, it was called Diamond Coach, but I reached my first rank, and I remember being stuck there for quite a long time. I reached it probably in 6 to 8 months, but 2 years later, I was in the same place. And I remember asking another person that was more successful than me, and I remember his name was Robert, one of my mentors. And I'm like, Robert, I just don't understand. I feel like I should be further along. I'm doing all the things I'm told I should be doing, but I'm not where I want to be in the business. My income is plateaued. It's not growing. And he said to me, David, what books are you reading? And I said, what do you mean? He goes, what books are you reading to improve? And once he said that, it was eye-opening to me. That at that point, I had grinded and worked my way to where I was, but I wasn't getting any better because I didn't have the skill sets, I didn't have the mindset, I didn't have the development, personal development to be able to get me to the next level. Because something else I want to share with you is this. Your level of personal growth will directly align with the bottom line of your bank account. Let me say that again. Your level of personal growth in your life will directly align with the bottom line of your bank account. So once I started incorporating things and reading books on leadership and reading books on growing, most importantly, my number one favorite author was John Maxwell. I started learning, okay, in life, if you learn, and say I'm going to talk about Beachbody, I learned how to develop people to become successful, and that's where my income started growing. But where the real magic happened is everybody may be able to mentor one person, right? You may be able to mentor somebody new in your office. You may be able to train somebody new in your office. But do you have the skill set that that person that you mentor now learns how to mentor others? Do you know how to become a leader of leaders? Can you build a leader, but that in turn teach that leader to build other leaders? Because that's when your impact becomes wide and deep. It's not singular where it's just you developing one person. You develop one person, but then they develop 10 people, and now you've developed 11 people because you developed that one and you taught them how to develop more. That's the power of leadership. And once I learned that was a skill set that I learned by reading books. For me, it was John Maxwell books about leadership. I not only was able to apply it in my business, I was able to apply it in, rising through the ranks of the state police and growing there as well. So my thing for you guys is that your bottom line of your bank account will directly align with your level of personal growth. That held so true because once I started growing and learning different things, I started achieving the goals I want to achieve. So I want to go over a bunch of points that I wrote down that when it comes to this success gap that you need to hear and understand if you want to get to the next level, because you have to understand this right out of the gate. You must go through a growth journey in your life. You cannot, and I said when I opened up, you cannot achieve the goals you want to achieve by the person you are right now. You must go through a growth journey. So there's a couple questions I want you to ask yourself right now, and you have to be very honest with yourself when it comes to answering these questions. And only you know the answer, and only you know what you're trying to reach. It could be a business. It could be building 6 figures. It becomes maybe you want to get 6 months of life expectancy saved in your savings account. Maybe you want to build a side hustle to eventually leave your full-time job. I don't know what it is. You want to get a 6-pack. You want to run a marathon. I don't know what it is, but I know you must go through a growth journey, and I want you to answer these questions I'm going to give to you. Number one is, what skills do you need to improve on? What skills do you need to improve on? What is that goal that you want to accomplish? If you want to get a 6-pack, but your nutrition, you don't know how to eat healthy, then you need to learn the skill set of nutrition. If you want to build a large network marketing business like I did, you need to develop skills of leadership because you need to become a leader of leaders. It's not just about selling product, it's about developing people. If you want to be a keynote speaker, there's so many skills, not just what will you speak about and how to craft a keynote. You need to develop the skills to get on stage and to command people's presence and to engage and interact with people and not be standing at a podium and be monotone. So my question for you is, what skills do you need to improve on? Because the skill set you have right now, again, will not take you to where you need tomorrow. Number 2, what books do you need to read? Like they say, the vast majority of adults, once they leave school and they stop going to school, the vast majority of adults don't even read one book after that in their lifetime. Isn't that crazy? Because for me, I'll tell you, I was the stubborn person that said, I don't need that personal development. And once I said, all right, well, if this person's saying I need to do it, and this person's more successful than me, and I've heard somebody once say that success leaves clues, maybe I should listen to this person. Even though I don't want to read these books, I reluctantly said I better do it. And once I started reading the books, I started seeing life in a different way, and it started playing into the skill sets that I needed. So the question I have for you is, what books do you need to read? And if you're not a reader, then get it on audio. Listen to it in the car. Get the Audible app. So many books are on audio, but you need to be listening at least 10 minutes a day to a good book. And it could be personal development, or it could be to learn the skill set in the thing that you want to accomplish. So that's number 2. What books do you need to read? Number 3, what type of podcast should you be listening to? If you are trying to grow a business and all you're listening to is sports podcasts or politics, how is that going to help you grow a business? If you want to build a real estate business and you're listening to podcasts of people that have built real estate, well, then that's going to help you. So success leaves clues is what I just said. So you need to be listening to podcasts or listening to YouTube videos that are going to help fuel yourself and your skill sets and your mindset closer to the goal you want to accomplish. That's number 3. Number 4, what type of people do you need to surround yourself with? You know, they say your income, check this out, your income is the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about that. Think of the people you spend the most time with in your life, and your income is the average of those 5 people. And it's pretty true. You surround yourself with people that are much more successful than you, you're automatically going to level up. You are a product of your environment. So for me, like early on and even now, so often I may not be able to physically be next to, say, the top motivational keynote speakers in the world, but can I attend their conferences? Can I read their books? Can I listen to their videos? Can I listen to their podcasts? Could I be part of their environment from afar? And the answer is yes, you absolutely can. So you need to surround yourself with people that are going to help you lift you up. I like to say they're engines in your life, not anchors. And then the next question on the flip side is, what people do you need to minimize your time with or get out of your life? And I know sometimes people often say, like, the people that are the least supportive or the harshest on me is family and close friends. So I'm not saying for you to cut them off, but maybe snoozing them on social media, maybe not sharing what you're doing, and maybe only staying surrounded by the people that lift you up. I'm not telling you to cut those people off. But if you are surrounded by negative energy all the time, people complaining all the time, blaming society, blaming the circumstances, blaming politics, blaming everything for why they are where they are, guess what? You're going to find yourself becoming a complainer and a blamer too, and you're not going to get anywhere. So you really need to limit the time who you spend your time with, and you need to increase the time of the people that are going to help you move you closer to your goals. All right? The next thing I want to say, it's kind of like a tip, and it's not a question. It's you don't know what you don't know. Let me say that again. You don't know what you don't know. What I mean by that is so often we think we know it all. So often we think that, you know, there's no way, I've tried everything. And then all of a sudden, if you're willing to, say, read or listen to a book or ask questions or get a mentor, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow. Because for me, when I asked that mentor of mine after I was stuck for 2 years, you know, why I'm not growing, and he said, David, what books do you want to read? When I thought I should have been further along, once I started reading and growing and developing leadership skill sets and developing network marketing skill sets, and I finally got to that rank or that level or that income in the company that I wanted, I remember looking back and saying, wow, I didn't deserve it back then. Why? Because I am a different person now in how I look at things, how my mindset is, how I mentor people, how I coach people, totally different. Now as a speaker, as I'm growing as a speaker and my fees for me to speak are going up, maybe a year and a half ago when I said, oh, I want to be at this fee as a speaker, but now that I'm here, I realized, like, wow, like I wasn't maybe ready a year and a half, 2 years ago, but now I've incorporated things into my presentation. I'm adding things that I'm sharing, the way I speak to people, the interaction, the laughing, the raising of hands. All these things that skill sets that I've developed. But my point is this, a year and a half, 2 years ago, I didn't know about these things I know now. Early on in my network marketing business, I didn't know about the things that I knew after the fact. So once I learned them and I looked back, then I'm like, wow, yeah, I wasn't ready to be where I am. And I wasn't ready to be where I am with my fees as a speaker. So that point of you don't know what you don't know is because you don't know it until you have to be able to learn things. And often what gets in our way is ego. Your ego gets in the way because you think you know it all. Your ego gets in the way because you're not willing to ask questions or ask for help to get better. Your ego gets in the way because you think you're the best at it. There's people out there more successful than you, and I often like to say we have one mouth and 2 ears for a reason. So you need to talk less and listen more. The next thing I want to ask you is, what life skills do you need to get better at? Do you need to get better at time management? Do you need to get better at taking care of your physical health? Do you need to get better at the foods you eat? And I say this because when I say exercise and nutrition, they directly will impact how you show up every single day. They will affect your mood. They will affect your energy. They will affect your innovation, the way you think. They'll affect the way you see failure, they'll everything about it. When you take care of yourself and you eat healthy foods and you exercise, that's going to carry over in how you show up every day. Time management. If you are somebody that's sleeping in every day, 8, 9 o'clock, and you have no money in your savings account, that's a problem. You should not be getting 8, 9, 10, 11 hours of sleep every single night, and you're broke or you have goals and dreams. You need to manage your time more effectively. And to say you don't have enough time or you're too busy, that's not true. Because if you were to write down all of the things that you are required to do, I got to work for 8 hours, 2 hours is commuting, I have to help my kids go to their activities, I have an hour of their dance or their practice, and I have to do dinner and help clean up and do bath time with my kids, or I got to attend this meeting. And once you put all that on paper and then you add in your sleep time, say you would have put 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night, you're going to find gaps, and you're going to find that maybe you wasted scrolling social media. Like I challenge you right now, when you get off, when you're done, go to your settings or go to your phone. If it's an iPhone or an Android, go to your phone, go look at your screen usage, go look at it. You're going to be blown away on how much time you spend on your phone, especially in social media. Go do it. You could be manage your time better by doing things that are going to serve you better. You could be reading a good book, listening to a good book. You could be exercising. You could be studying other people. There's so much that you could be doing of value that will improve your life so you can get to that person you want to become, because the person you are right now is not going to get you there, and time management plays into it. So what life skills you need to develop? And then the last thing I want to say is that there's people that did it before you. I guarantee whatever it is you're trying to do, there's somebody out there that has already done it, which means it's not possible, it's past possible. So you can get there, but you want to get there faster? Hire a coach. Hire somebody that's done it. Hire somebody that's going to be able to dive right into everything that you have going on. You share everything, and they're going to say, all right, we're going to, A, B, C, D, and E, you're going to do this. Like, I think of people that I work with when I've coached and mentored them, say whether it's with life skills, whether like, all right, David, like we go over everything that they do during a day, and then like we start reverse engineering their goals and we figure it out. You get there faster. Why? Because I've done it. I've come from a place where I was 6 figures in debt and I had to learn to live paycheck by paycheck. I come from a place that I was able to figure out how to build $1 million business. I come from a place that figured out how to write a book and be a speaker or rise through the ranks of the state police, all while having 3 daughters and being married and doing 1,000 other things. Why? Because my time management skills are there. I've learned that physical health is a priority. I learned that you need downtime. You got to schedule in time with your spouse, date nights, time with your family. I learned that having time with your kids, learning to be where your feet are. I've learned the right exercise programs, how to make it simple, not to overcomplicate it. I've learned so much. So if I'm able to take everything I've learned that has been years and years in the making and work with somebody one-on-one, they will get there 10 times faster than I have, because they're willing to invest in themselves. And let me tell you, the best money that you can spend on yourself is investing in yourself, because it will come back and pay you 1,000 times over. I have spent thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on coaches. I'm being honest. And I wouldn't be where I am right now if I didn't, as a speaker and even with my mindset and everything that I do. So if you want to get somewhere faster, or you just need some hand-holding, which a lot of people do because they need that accountability, then hire a coach. And I'll let you guys know it's something that I do. If that is something that interests you, reach out to me. And if I can fit you in and I don't have 1,000 different people and I have some availability, I'd love to be able to help you, schedule permitting. But hire a coach, somebody to help you get there. So guys, the success gap again is where you are right now to where you want to go, and the gap in the middle. And you have to understand you need to go through a growth journey. You need to be able to self-audit yourself. You need to be able to look in the mirror every single day and realize you control your life. You are ownership of your life. Stop looking to the left and right and waiting for other people to support your goals and dreams or rescue you. That's not going to work. It's on you. And you need to audit yourself and say, all right, what do I need to improve on? Who do I need to surround myself? What time do I need to minimize with other people? What books do I need to read? What skill sets do I need to have? What life skills do I need to develop? What do I need to change? Because I'll tell you right now, if you do the same thing in 30 days from now, you will be in the exact same place. The only thing that needs to change is you. It's not your circumstances. It's not what happened to you. It's you. You need to be the one willing to change. You need to be the one that needs to be willing to put in the work. You need to be able to self-audit yourself. you need to recognize it is on you. So, guys, that's my message for you guys today. A little bit of real talk, but I want you to succeed in whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. And I think too often you're blaming society, you're blaming the president, you're blaming circumstances, you're blaming your spouse, you're blaming your kids, you're blaming it's too busy. No, it's you, and you need to go through a growth journey. If you want more, the great Jim Rohn says, you need to become more. And I think I'll end with that. If you want more, you need to become more. So, guys, have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Personal Perseverance Project. My goal every single day is to help people live up to their fullest potential. So please share this episode, subscribe to my channel, and maybe even leave a review. Be sure to connect and follow me on all my social media channels. And if you would like more information about me potentially being a keynote speaker at your event, or maybe you want to work with me one-on-one as your private coach, be sure to go to my website at davidatkinsspeaks.com for more information. Thank you.